It is true, no one in this life will get away with anything. And those that seek to damage your reputation or dismantle your character or use you, it will come back to them. If you have to ask yourself whether or not there will be justice, you don't understand the nature of reality and how the universe works, how reality works. You see, the thing is that I live in reality, which means anybody that tries to damage my name or do me wrong, it'll come back to them. And the bullets that they throw will make me stronger. This is the mindset that you need to have. Have you ever had this moment where you see that justice on that other person? Maybe you haven't seen them for a while, and then you see them, and then all of a sudden they're just faking. You can just see them who they really are, and they're faking everything that they do with each of these people that they're in contact with. It's a complete persona. Most of the time, these are toxic individuals. And I don't like to use the word toxic too much just because it's overused nowadays. And I've seen people that are toxic talk about how they're being attacked by toxic people. And it's like, I just don't even say anything because I can see through you. It's like, I know I can see through you. You know that I can see through you. And yet you're still lying to yourself and to those around you. But okay, I'm not going to tell anybody that you're not the person that you say you are, because I don't like to speak ill of anybody. It's not my style. I like to talk about the facts of people and stick to the facts. Because the facts are, in regards to someone's character, is the outcome in which people are acting. And when they're acting in certain ways to get certain outcomes, then it's going to be very clear on what path they're on. One thing's for sure, men. You got to watch yourself out there. And you got to watch out for fake femininity. This is something I just recently have come into contact even more so with. It's very strange. There's a verse in Isaiah 4:1, and it says, "And in the seventh day, or in that day, 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, We will eat our bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name, to take away our reproach." I'm not bragging, because it's kind of a pain. But I've had more attention from women in the past 2 months out and about than I think I've had in the past year or two combined. Because now I'm starting to realize even more so and capitalize on my strengths and use my insecurities as strengths as well by being vulnerable. Now, I don't mean being vulnerable as in being weak, because those are two very different things. Being vulnerable, specifically with women, and this is for men, women, you're welcome to listen as well, but for men, when you're vulnerable with a woman and it affects her as well, that's when I don't recommend to be vulnerable with women. But if you can be vulnerable with a woman and it only affects you, then that's when you're golden. And a lot of these times, you know, the women that I've talked to here and there, it's so funny. They say they want quality. They want this. They want that. They want the high value people. They want the good man, right? They want this good ideal that they have in their mind. And yet, these same women are not supportive of people outside themselves other than their friends, because let's face it, in reality, the modern woman, and I'm the kind of guy that just says, you know what, if it is the way it is, then it is what it is. If it talks like a duck, it's probably a duck. If it quacks like a duck, it's probably a duck. So these same modern women will find comfort and solace in their friend groups, but then not give a shit about what you have to do or what you have going on. I've known some guys in the past that have taken on multiple jobs to keep up with the woman wanting to have a certain kind of lifestyle, when in reality they could probably get a little bit of a lesser house to save a little bit more money, to put more quality food on the table. They could probably not go out to eat as much because they could probably save a little bit more money there, and they could actually capitalize on cooking skills for everybody involved. They could spend more time with each other that are in a way that's building rather than conflictive. Any woman that wants a competition in your home life, men, stay away. It's not worth it. And sometimes this is something I've noticed with the Jezebels as well, because I've been attacked by Jezebels a lot more in the last couple months in this ascension spiritually too. And a lot of it has to deal with semen retention, I believe, but also a lot of it has to do with just leveling up in different areas of my life. And it's so funny how paying more attention to yourself translates into more attention from women, because you're not giving them that attention. You're not giving them that validation. And remember, for attention, or attention is to women what sex is to men, right? Let's not forget that. And so I've noticed that sometimes women don't even care what the conversation is about. They just want the communication. They just want to have a communicative interaction. Some of them really do care. Those women that have their shit straight, that are on point, that are going somewhere, that are planning ahead, that are ensuring that they're going to be a good woman to someone that actually wants to lead and provide for them, with them. And then there are these men that really just, the only way to describe them are cucks. And what is a cuck? A cuck is someone that takes on the responsibility of someone else at the expense of his own self. And these men, they're the most dangerous of all, because they don't know how to respect themselves. And any man that doesn't know how to respect himself absolutely doesn't know how to respect anybody else, and absolutely will take advantage of anybody in any way, shape, or form. They are snakes. So as we must be wise as serpents, but harmless as a dove, we must also have the wisdom to see the snakes and to have a warrior mindset when it comes to engaging in the Matrix. Because the Matrix doesn't want you to grow up. The Matrix doesn't want you to live a prosperous life. Why? Because you're going to be exiting the group. You'll actually become an individual. And something I've noticed is that the more I become an individual and the more I set myself apart, the more I get hate, but also the more I get love. Because you're obviously going to get hate and love. Some people that are on your level are going to respect you. Some people that may not be on your level but have an understanding that you have something to teach them, they're going to respect you for it. And they're not going to be threatened by your success. Whereas the other people are going to want to use your success as a sale so that they can just get to where you are and then leave you as soon as they can, if they can. But that's not going to work here. No. That's not going to work. From the time I was a little kid, I remember being about 10 or 11 years old and just looking outside my window, pondering. I was sitting on the couch and just pondering as I was looking at the icicles on the other houses around me. I lived in a cul-de-sac. So there's this like circle with other houses around. I remember looking at the icicles and all the snow and just thinking about the stillness of the moment and the time. I remember thinking about how stuck I felt around certain people. I was stuck like the snow. Just stuck on the ground. Falling. The only way I could move is the other people around me were just trying to shovel me out. But now I realize in that time and throughout the last 15, 16 years since then, I am the shovel. I'm the one that moves things. I'm the one that digs. And some people aren't going to like it when you dig. Because when you dig and they get defensive, that's when you know they're not on your team. No, they're not on your team. They only have their best interests at heart. And their hearts are walled off with barbed wire at the top and machine guns ready to go that have bullets of information to destroy your image and to twist the fabric of reality. But here's the thing, here's the catch. It's gonna smack back right in their face. It's like Friedrich Nietzsche has this saying called, I think it's an Ecce Homo, his book, one of his last books that he wrote. I think it was actually his last book. It says, these people are just spitting into the wind. It's like, yep, that's the modern day woman. And most of them are just spitting into the wind. They're filled with bitterness and resentment. And then when you actually try to hold them accountable for their actions, these women that, at least these like 20 to 25-year-old women that I've talked to more recently, they are just spitting into the wind. And it's funny because when you have the Holy Spirit, when you have this purity, this clarity of mind, and by Holy Spirit, I just mean a refreshed, reborn spirit. You're not going to be a born-again virgin, that's for sure, because your actions in the past absolutely do shape into your character today. But they spit into the wind, and it's like you have this force field around you as when you have the Holy Spirit, when you have the presence of God. You have this veil, like this veil of impenetrability, that when they spit at you, it's like you are the wind, man. You are that shovel that puts it right back without even trying. And so I had this situation recently. I was really trying to dig with this girl because I saw potential in her. And, you know, she attractive, seemed like she knew what she wanted, seemed like she would be willing to work for it, and it seemed like she was fairly feminine. She was fit. Well, she is fit. But the thing is she was delusional. Absolutely delusional. So as soon as I really started to dig, done. She was done. Okay. Next. Thanks for not wasting my time any longer than it needed to be. I grow stronger. I grow wiser in all of these interactions. In every single interaction I have now, I'm improving. And I love that. I absolutely love it. But some people don't. Some people don't want to grow because it hurts sometimes. The thing is, you have a choice. Taking on the hardships as they come, or they get handed to you by God down the line. And I know one of the commenters on these videos have talked about this before. Mentioned the Johnny Cash song, "Sooner or later, God's going to cut you down." Absolutely. So tell the backbiter, tell that long-tongued liar, sooner or later, God's going to cut you down. So I hope this video was informative and useful. Until next time, peace be with you.